should cross-country runners run track? Let's talk about it. So why should cross-country runners run track? Well, one reason is maintaining fitness from cross-country. So as the cross-country season ends, you don't want to take a big break from running. You're going to lose some of that fitness that you gained and that you developed during cross-country season. You don't want to let that go to waste. Track is more focused on speed. So in theory, by running track, you're going to get faster, and there are also some other benefits. So let's talk about maintaining fitness. So in general, no matter what anyone is training for, you're training for a certain purpose. And no matter what that purpose is, if it's some sort of race, even if it's a marathon race or half marathon, 5K, 10K, or in this case, cross-country season, you're training for something, and that is some sort of training block. For cross-country, you start off, you're building that base during the summer, you're doing interval training throughout the season along with races, and the idea is you peak at the end of the season. So that's cross-country, but in any training plan, it kind of goes around this basic concept or principle. So no matter what you're doing, no matter who you're training with, this general idea is what you're doing. You're starting off with some sort of base. You're going through interval training of some sort. Now, granted, that could be tempos, that could be fartleks, that could be different types of workouts, but the idea is you're having longer sessions, and then you go shorter and faster as your plan progresses, and then you're trying to peak at that race or at the end of whatever your ultimate goal is for that training block. So you don't want to lose this. So whatever this is, whether in this case it's cross country, but for other things, whether it's marathon or any other type training, you're going to continue to do this rotation or this plan. So once one plan is over, it is good to take some sort of break, depending on the level. We're just going to focus on cross country for this. So for cross country season, you want to take at least, I would say, a week off after your cross country is done. You want to take a week off, but you don't want to take extended amount of time. You don't want to take months off. You don't want, or anything like that. You don't want to go between this cross country season and next summer with no real training in between. So, because if you do, you're going to lose that fitness that you gained. We've seen several runners that come through and hey, they have a great season, right? They start off, they follow the plan, they do the work in the summer. Maybe their first races at the beginning of the season, maybe not, it's not that fast, but they make tremendous improvement during the season, and at the end, they're running, the best they've ever ran. And then they don't run track. You come back next summer and you're kind of back to where you started. You've lost everything you've gained here. And so then, summer, hey, there's doing the work. It's, in relation to the previous summer, it's about the same. The pace isn't really that much faster. So then they're starting off the first race of the year. They're back to where they were last year. And then when they peak, they might be a hair faster, but they're going to be right around where they ran the previous season because they've lost all this fitness that they gained from the previous year. So we don't want that to happen. So that's one big reason on, hey, track, that's why track is here. I know not everyone wants to run all year round, or maybe they don't like, track, running in a circle, but it really does help. Even if you're focused on cross country, it will help you for the next season. So let's expand on that a little bit. So let's just say, okay, you have faster runners and you have slower runners, but they're all following the same plan. How do I become a faster runner? If I'm running the same plan that a faster kid is, why are they so much faster? Well, they're doing the same work. It's just they're running everything faster. But how do I get to that level? So let's just say you have your fastest runner over here and you have a new runner or slower runner. Can they just start doing exactly what this faster kid does and expect to get anywhere near the faster kids' results? Well, the answer is no, and the reason why is it's this right here. Where are they starting at? So think of this as, as I said earlier, you're repeating this cycle over and over and over again. So even though when you come in over the summer, certain kids, even though they're doing the same work, they've already reached a certain fitness level. So even though you're doing the same base summer miles, think of this as a mountain. You're starting at 100 feet and they're already at 10,000 feet. So even though you're doing the same thing, they're already way above because of previous training cycles or seasons. Um, so as long as you continue uh, this cycle, you will eventually work your way up the mountain. I mean, it's one way to look at it. So all runners had to start here at some point. Now, granted, some kids start at a really early age, or some just naturally have, talent or ability, but you're starting somewhere near the bottom. How do I get to the top? You're going to repeat those training cycles. If you start to take time off, for instance, if you don't run track, you will start to slide back down, and then you're going to start over from where you were again from the previous season. We don't want that. So it's a cumulative effect, as you build up, over, several training cycles or seasons, you'll continue to get up to where you want to be. And if you stop running, you don't just stay at that level, you're going to start losing fitness and you're going to start sliding back down. So increase speed. So track, it's pace focused, it's speed focused, right? In general, it's shorter distances. It's up to at the high school level, generally you're only going up to about 2 miles versus a 5K or 3.1 miles for cross country. So you're more focused on speed. You don't have to worry about hills or the course layout or anything like that. So it's more focused on, pace. I can, I know every lap is 400 meters, so I can, know what I need to run each lap, that sort of thing. You're building upon the base that you just made from cross country season. So if you go straight from cross country season, again, take about a week off, and then you're starting over in track, you've got this, all this work that you've done, you are now able to build this upon what you just did. So some newer runners can see very big improvements from this. So we've seen that a lot where, hey, they had a good cross-country season. Now I'm doing even though we still did this in cross-country, it's a little different. It's more focused on speed and time. So they see some big, especially by the end of track season, see some big time and speed improvements as they go through, and then it sets you up for the next cross-country season. So really, really important. Track is really part of your year-round cross-country training, if you want to look at it that way. So additional benefits. So mental tough. So track, it's just more focused, right? There are less variables. It's just straight you and the track. There's no other things to worry about as far as hills or footing or anything like that. It's all on a track. So you've got to focus on your pace and time. Now, it's, cross country could be a long season, especially, again, you started off in the summer. So maybe this can help a little bit with burnout and give a little bit of variety, even though you could argue that track is, even worse as far as just running around in circles. But you don't have to train that way all the time. And it's just a different speed and different vibe with track. And then for developing better race strategies. So again, you don't have to worry about the hills and all that. You're more focused on just pace, speed, time. So this will help you develop strategies, as you go through some of these races, especially for the shorter and longer ones. Whether you're racing 800 or a mile compared to a 5K. It's different mindset, different strategy, and different approach. But hopefully this helped show or explain, why track is so important. And it's not just track, even though track will help with speed, but it's also just showing that, hey, if you stop running, you're gonna fall back. So if you want to keep getting faster as you get older, as a young athlete, you really need to continue your training. Yeah, you can have a week or maybe even 2 weeks off after cross country season, but it's really recommended to continue that if you're really taking running seriously. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.